Our movement stands for something. Anything else? Yes, loud, please. That point yet. A few hundred people were black in Paris. They're not doing too well now. The main point was not that he was black. It was he was standing for solidarity with Africa, where USA and France was exploiting the people, taking their money, their riches away, working them for 20 cents, 16 cents, in some cases no cents a day. Slavery actually goes on in South Africa today, where people are confined to work on plantations and in Rhodesia and don't get a dime for it. They're virtual slaves. Is that the last comment? Yes? What did she say? She has a comment she wishes to say. Now, I won't scream at an old person to speak up no more than I would this young man, because he has infirmities. Notice, out of all of the thousands, was somebody...
We haven't had one murder.
Haven't had one murder.
Not one fight.
That's important, that we do speak to each other, that we do show our interest in some senior when they're not around, that you go in the geriatric unit and visit them. Remember the days that they stood in the cold and fed you. Remember the days that they stood in the cold, father put his life on the line, and some of them helped to get the money that got you out of jail. They deserve your respect. These children deserve your care. They need your love like you got from father. You all should be fathers and mothers to every little child here. And I don't want to hear no more shit like somebody breaking a relationship and forgetting all the kids. That don't work here. You can change pussies midstream, but you ain't changing kids. That's capitalism. The man can run off and leave the kids there, the mother can leave the kids, but that doesn't work here. We don't leave our responsibilities. Don't try it. You can go to marriage committees and get any relationship you want, but you damn well better not be cutting out any kids. Because kids can't stand all your silly ass shit. They can't stand that bickering and fighting. They need to have stability and love. Not feel that all the interest in them is based on whether you're in somebody's, I'm sick of this shit going around here. Say, I want to take care of your baby. You fucking stupid dummies. There ain't no man coming around with some woman that says he wants to help take care of my baby. Any woman that have shit. You don't know what the hell's going on when he wouldn't take care of the 13 he had. And all the ones he throwed all over America. He wouldn't take care of them. What makes you think he wants to take care of your baby? All he wants to take care of that baby long enough to get you off guard so he can put his sperm in you and run. Like he's had another conquest to say he's Mr. Beautiful. You stupid women. Some of you women are stupid. Say he really likes my kid. Shit. They ain't know that about the evolution hasn't come here yet. It is in some, but they're not going around doing it that way. No, somebody come up to you, woman, and says to you, I want to help with your kids. I really want to be, and it's not that I want to bother you. I want to help with your kids. Don't you buy no shit like that. Don't mind. You are stupid if you buy that shit. A lot of quiet men now because the game has just been laid. I just fucked you when you were trying to fuck her over. Yeah. Okay, now that is the sum and substance. Let's get that message tonight. And the film will be shown for those that want to see it over if there were those in meetings that did not get to see it. It's a sad commentary, and if your eyes are open, you will know that you can't make it in USA. With all the fame and attention and glory he had, and all the television appearances and books and magazine articles, at the close of his life, he's pouring out his soul, and there's 400 folk in that Audubon. Same auditorium I was in where we had 1,000. We carried more than 400 of ourselves there. So, if he couldn't do it, you sure as shit ain't gonna do it. So don't kid yourself you're gonna go back to America to do any good. You want to go back there to do some shit. And Remember, you're black. They'll get you before you get a chance to do any of your shit. And when they could do their shit, they got to constantly, as I said, constantly. Don't forget that. Keep awake, young lady. Constantly they got to do one thing back there, is keep on our ass all the time. Because they know that they're suspect by all those people in that society. They know they're suspect. They know that they've been with Jim Jones and they've got to explain it. And so they can't even have fun any longer. They can't even do one of the things that you call fun. They can't drink or play or go to the show. They got to be every day attacking Jim Jones. Because nobody trusts their ass. And when they get through, nobody will trust their ass anyway. And they're going to suffer a little along the way because Stoen went too far, and we've sued him with a $50 million suit. He won't ever have the money to pay it, but the suit hit the courts today, $50 million, because he fucked around, and he's going to lose his bar license. And that's so important to him, he's going to fuck around. He's making some mistakes. He's working for the man, but he's just crossing the little turns that he shouldn't be crossing. Got some money behind him, but he ain't going to be able to come out clean. He wants to come out smelling clean, and he ain't going to come out smelling clean. Because he already got himself in trouble today. $50 million. And we laid out some shit. Well, give me some of the charges we laid out against him. You know he ain't going to like that shit going through. And they say, well, the newspaper won't print it. Well, honey, once it's made public record, you can pass it out from door to door. And that's what I want to order done, by the way. Door to door. The last thing we do, door to door. Some of the charges we got him with there. Oh, yeah. Can she give them to me? I can't remember all because I don't keep things in my mind. She's got my notes there. $50 million suit, $400,000 punitive damages. Said the court won't ever award it because we're socialists, but Jesus, his name's going to be ruined. His fucking name is going to be ruined. That's worse than him dying. Tim Stoen wanted us to kill him quick. We don't kill a little piece of white ass like his. Why are we going to kill his white ass? Let him suffer to death. Yeah, no, I've got the notes. The notes are right down there. The points in those notes. Where is she with those notes? Because I want to word it just like it is. Unless you got a better memory than any of us. I want to be, and two, I want to say it. Some things I don't reveal. I want the notes. It'll make some people feel good. She just took them away. Carolyn just took them away. Well, there's some things like shit we left that we didn't dare tell the worst because some of it would have got some other folk in trouble. But all you that are safely sound over here, we got a lot of little shit, He did. Quickly, I don't want to hold the folk much longer. Come on. Charged for murder one. There's about 5 of our ex-members being charged with murder one. He said, I know I have no right asking for your help being the traitor that I am. But all I can do is ask for your forgiveness and that you would spare 1 minute of meditation for me, my wife, and our children. I remember when he left, it was not that kind of a spirit. I'm talking about David, and I'm talking about Danny Rodriguez. I don't mean to bring my wife and her children in this for sympathy, nor would I accept it. I know it was a very bad thing that I did. I'm sorry it happened, not for myself, but more for his mother. For I know she is suffering, just as my mother would if it had been the other way around. I don't ask for money, nor could I accept any, because I know there is people that need the money more than I do. I just couldn't think of me having the church spending more money for my ass, for my case, and I really do mean this. I'm ready to face the lead and face whatever it is and serve whatever time I'm given. I'm charged with murder in the 1st degree. That's gas chamber. He won't go. And forgiving at the best his life, his total life in prison. I would like to say the people in the church that I make, I would like for you to tell the people in the church there to make me an example of a traitor to the cause. Because I didn't listen to what you said, even though I never considered coincided with people that are trying to destroy the church or its cause. Just to leave the cause when you're needed, for any reason at all, whatever. And so you become a traitor. I am a traitor, and it's enough to bring some others like this upon themselves. If it is, please use me as an example. So take it from me, for I am there. He's where? He's in cell C1, 12th bed in one cell, in the jail in Santa Barbara, California. And he's not black. My wife and I have discussed coming back to the church. And he wants us to be able to take him if he ever gets a chance. And certainly we will. We want to do other things short of taking money away from the survival of our people, and we will. But that's what happens to folk who leave the cause and try to do it on your own. You can't make it. He was a young, light-skinned chap, but it wasn't, you can't be light enough up there. The system's always begging for trouble. And what Mother just said to you, the little mother, that nobody here has been ever murdered anybody. No one here has been charged with murder. Nobody inside our church has ever been charged with murder. But a whole lot of folk have. One's on death row right now. Another one will be there the rest of his life. You remember the young man that spoke out and said, I don't need you. What was his name? What? Harold Hill. I want to see what those things are going to do in that case. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Tim Stone's now acting like he loves the Lord, you know. I remember that shield. Remember that shield. Reverend Donator Lane, his wife, the head of the Council of Churches, she's so sad all she does is talk to us. She's now talking about Ben Chavis in the prison hospital with ruptured appendix. Now she's ill. Nobody gives a shit out there, honey, but us. But Father right now. Some of you wouldn't give a shit if I didn't make you do it. But it's time we quit that if we want to live peacefully. If you want babies to not suffer. I don't seem to have it right before my eyes, huh? Did you find it? What the parts that are in that suit against Mr. Stone? Against Mr. Wait. No. Tell Leona too that she can bring Africans fine. Down here, Paul Avery, Katie Coleman, page after page after page of lies. How he killed off people. He's a cruel heart. Never once does it talk about socialism. New Times has learned that there exists a secret wing of the Panthers known within the party as the Squad. Goons. Members often operate like underworld hitmen against children, against anybody he doesn't like. I see. That's nothing all New Times about. Now, you know when you get this much attention? That ain't a story, baby. That's a conspiracy. I'm talking about one magazine. You ever see a magazine write this much? I'm still going on, honey. Never done nothing like that ever before, have they? On and on. Little old sellout, his sellout, Elaine Brown, doing her singing. Hey, they sing. Times will come. On and on. After Newton jumped bail and fled to Cuba, Elaine Brown became party chairperson. Under her leadership, the Panthers made impressive inroads into Oakland's political establishment. She was a sellout. They naturally want to dress her up. Now they shows all the people around him that he's supposed to murder. He's supposed to murder all these. One of them's a kid. She wore a fur and she was full of shit. And he posed. This man ain't got no sense at all. This kid ain't got no sense. If he'd listened to me, if you people just let me be a dad. He stood there and let them take pictures of him and gave them this fucking story, and they have nailed him to the cross. He's standing there smiling in front of one of the Panther vehicles, smiling like a Cheshire cat, and they're cutting him to mincemeat. Because he believed what they told. He believed what they told. He ought to know from what they've been doing to me, he ain't going to get a good story. But he is a fool. Somehow people never think it's going to apply to them. Look at him smiling there for there. That's their camera, honey. That's their picture. He cooperated to give them this fucking story, and they have nailed him to the cross. He will never resurrect out of this. And the Berkeley Barb joined right in and carrying all the shit, too. All of them. The establishment papers are having a field day. He's headlines of every newspaper in the nation.
I remember when you asked him, right, when we were sitting in the room, and you asked him, do you think socialism would ever come about in the United States? He said, well, if I didn't think socialism would ever come about, I don't think I could live anymore. Live as myself.
That's what he said in Cuba. He said, I couldn't live. He said he couldn't live. He said exactly that. He said, I couldn't live. I said, well, you better face the facts and stay where you are, because they ain't going to come. Fees will be assessed, you may be seated, at around $400,000. That is for publicity purposes. The punitive damages, he estimated, Charles Gary, our attorney, will be $50 million. Response to the question whether individuals or corporations are suing, we both are suing as the church and individuals on behalf of the corporation. It is the latter that has suffered the damages of breach of confidence and violation of attorney-client privileges. They want to know if Bradshaw can be in it. I think she might be in it for the one good thing she heard him say. I was trying to see what the hell it is that's made a matter of the public record. I'm passed out on toilet paper. He can't sue us for this. We've been looking for this day. During a time when his job was in jeopardy, he worked as a social worker for the Mendocino County Welfare Department. Tim Stoen, then Assistant District Attorney for the county, took it on himself to speak to the Welfare Department Director on behalf of Jim Randolph. Tim Stoen subsequently told Jim Randolph that the director, Dennis R. Denny, had threatened to get Stone's job in retaliation. It is known to Jim Randolph and others that on at least 2 separate occasions, Mr. Denny had tried to get Randolph's job. In a bragging manner, instead of giving me the credit, I'm glad he didn't this time. In a bragging manner, Tim Stoen told Jim Randolph that he had answered Denny's threat with words to the effect that if he, Denny, tried to get Stone's job, Stoen would sue him once a month for the rest of his life. He also remembers Stoen saying he had told Denny, you know what I can do with you. There are several people who know decisively that Tim Stoen gave Patty Cartmel instructions to proceed with a major but it's a criminal act, let's put this, and so she ended up in jail. See what I'm saying? He ain't gonna like his name like that. It is here subscribed by witnesses that knew Tim Stoen sent a threatening letter to his wife, Grace Stoen, threatening her life, which he did. Now we can refer to it. Even though she's keeping it cool and covering it, we can tell some of the things he did. Phyllis Houston was advised by Tim Stoen to use her position as dispatcher in the Mendocino County Sheriff's Department to get rid of tape recordings that he wanted off the record. He'll never get another goddamn job. And the state bar is going to have this shit in their hands. It don't make no difference to state bar whether you're capitalist or socialist. You know, someplace they got to draw the line on who practices law. And she's giving sworn testimony. She could not erase the tapes, but did arrange the designated dates recordings so that they would be out of filing order, and he is in sequence to be automatically erased for ruse by the office. It would be erased. So she didn't commit a crime, and he has. I mean, he's committed a violation. David Smith, Tim Stoen advised David Smith, you know David Smith back there, the white gentleman, not to pay his federal income taxes. An attorney, and I have only begun to hit the poop. You don't think we should hit him with this shit? This is better than bullets, baby. This is better than bullets. Because I told him to go ahead and pay his taxes, and he did. But, Tim Stoen, we have record, he didn't. He told him not to do it. Sandra Bradshaw was advised by Timothy O. Stoen to actually hide Jack Arnold. She don't have the job anymore, so it don't make any difference. She was told by Timothy O. Stoen to actually hide Jack Arnold Beam when the sheriff's deputy came to the Redwood Valley Center to pick him up for questioning in a child abuse charge. Mrs. Bradshaw did as Stoen asked. That all takes care of another one. We put everything we can put in there, little ways, you know, just get little things there that you can refer to. Now nobody can sue us. But when it's a public record, you can say anything you want to about it. So we got it in there that Jack Beam Jr., what he did about a child abuse charge. You remember? Mrs. Bradshaw did as Stoen asked and took Beam into a small office in the complex for the sole purpose of hiding him from the police authorities. Isn't that nice? District attorney is the head of the police authorities. So what do we care? Shit, that's what he got for dirtying our fucking name. We don't give a shit no more. He should have kept us clean. He should have kept us clean. This don't hurt our ass at all. They've had much worse to say about us than this. They're all their lies. So we're going to tell some of the truth now. Okay. She acted on instructions from Stoen, whom she had called at his DA's office. After she had hidden Beam, she went back out to talk to the sheriff's deputy because she worked with the deputies in the probation department where she was employed and knew they would tend to believe her story that Beam was not in the building. Now, how's he going to explain that to the licensing authorities? He loves to practice law, that little honky's ass. He loves that cracker. And then we got another one. And Phyllis Houston was also told by Stoen to look at the sheriff's office. They don't bother to say who told Stoen, but that don't make no difference here, honey. That don't make no difference here. Phyllis Houston was told by Stoen to look at the sheriff's report on the above incident and report the contents directly to him. She read the report. No, I didn't have nothing to do with that. She read the report, and as she recalls, she relayed the contents directly to Stoen in his office. That's right, because it was Stoen that came to me and said, no use to fight that case. We better get disassociated with him and let him go to jail because we'll all go down with him. Now, I didn't, because I care about you. I don't let you. Stoen advised all members of People's Temple. You all know this. They say we got guns, don't they? Stoen advised in a public meeting, and they did, if you remember, all members of People's Temple who possessed any kind of a handgun, rifle, shotgun, and ammunition to turn them in directly to him, and he stored all of it that was surrendered to him in his own home. There were several hundred guns in his keeping. And I haven't even begun.
That's why we don't have no guns.
That's why we ain't got them. He's got them all. Senator Bradshaw was advised, along with Jack Arnold Beam, Jack Beam Sr., Mike Probst, Gene Chaikin, Harold Cordell, Rick Cordell, to get licenses to carry handguns by Tim Stoen.
And we got the license out of Mendocino County.
Through Tim Stoen. So all those bunch of socialist bandits over there, it was Tim Stoen that gave them the trigger. And I ain't finished yet. I can't give it all to you, but I know that'll make your night better as you go home to rest a little bit on that weary pillow. Tim Stoen used his office to order a copy, now this will get you, the Terrorist Anarchist Cookbook, which is a well-known how-to-do book in the planning and operation of terrorist activities. He got it with the express purpose of directing the temple members into this kind of activity, which was rejected by its leader, which it was. He gave the book to people. He gave the book to Barney Beck when he received it, telling her to read the part about making explosives especially. He sent her to Santa Rosa to Xerox the book for him, which he did, because she didn't consult with me. Now, how's he going to like that? He's talking about us with guns, and we're talking about him with bombs. Fucker. Yeah, I say that's better than killing somebody. Shit, I don't want to kill nobody. Get at their ass. He wants to be Mr. Respectable now. He's trying to be Mr. Clean. He's born again with the Bible in his hand. How's he going to explain all that shit? I was polluted before I met Jesus. No law exam going to look at that. This doctor could go home tomorrow and say, I was polluted. I followed Jim Jones. They'll scratch his ass from ever being a doctor. And say, if you're so fucking stupid that you did all that for him, and you were with that group that they're telling all those lies about, you ain't never going to be no doctor in this USA. And that's what's going to happen to his ass. He ain't going to get to practice his fucking law, and that's all his white ass lives for. He wants to get back, and he wants to be a politician. He thinks he's going to win an election on our death by crucifying us. He's going to get into some little job. Shit, they won't give him dog catcher job when we get through with him. You better fuck to kill when you play with us, baby. You better get us killed, because if you don't get us killed, we'll get your ass. And if you get us all killed, we'll say hallelujah. And you can't get us all killed, so you better be nice. Because when you take on to fighting me, you've already dirtied my goddamn name all over the whole wide USA. So they said I was this, he said I'm that, so I'm going to prove where we got documented evidence where he filed in and people visited him in his attorney's office. He's a district attorney. You got to file in, file out, you know, baby, honey. And now you don't. You go through a secretary to make your call so we can subpoena witnesses. Oh, I think that's much better than some of you want to go back and shoot his ass. I think that's much better. Oh, my, yes. This is worse than death to him. This is going to be worse than death. That he was sitting in the DA's office and ordered a handbook, and we got the mails to prove it. He ordered a handbook to know how to make bombs, and he told Bonnie Beck to go and Xerox the copy. Ooh, Jesus. Mr. Respectable, born-again Christian. Yeah, I don't care how much he stands up and says, I met Jesus. I met Jesus. If he'd have met Jesus, God damn him, I wouldn't feel so bad at him. If he'd have met, even though Jesus is a spook, I'd have had more respect for the fucker. But they're still lying, doing all this racist shit, appealing to people based on lie, and try to whip up a race hate that would affect every black person in America by saying two black men tried to pull that old bitch, that old white bitch over and rape her ass. Ain't nobody stupid enough to rape her ass. But and we haven't got no black people up there. We had to move them all out. Anybody that's had a low down ain't met no Jesus. He's a dirty, rotten son of a bitch. And he's now got his Jesus, and all of them got their Jesus. They're lying faster than a horse can trot. Charging me for preaching there is no God. My God, it's best to tell the truth. There ain't no God. This is terrible to act like you believe in God and carry on like these fools are carrying on. They deserve to get whatever the shit comes to them. They want to be Mr. Clean. We got a tape where one of our sisters called up and says, I'm so concerned. I got a member of my family over there, and I'm afraid they're beating him over there. He says, oh, I know how you feel. I said, I thought it was socialist. So the old fucker, he lays his Christian garments off for a moment. He thinks he's talking to a socialist. He said, they're not Marxist. No, they're not Marxist like we are. That's the last fucking thing he wants to have haunt him, but I got me a plan for that shit too. He goes on trying to convert a socialist. He said they're not really socialists. They don't support any socialist movement around the world. He just works for his own people. He makes himself look like the Marxist, and he tried to discredit me and make me look like a capitalist. I'm going to nail his ass with that, because that was done last month. That's after he met Jesus, and he's still saying he's a Marxist. Don't fuck with me, baby, because you better get up early in the morning, Dad. Fuck this old fox. Stand up and you get to go home. The good man who's tired of meetings stood on his feet first, so we get to go home. Because the good man stood up. Put your hands to your neighbor and touch them with some compassion. You're in the best possible place you could be. You got purpose on your life, and thank you for your patience and standing.
I got one. There's one question. Would this stop the other co-conspirators working with him in this action?
I think it'll make him slightly nervous. Particularly if they say the newspapers won't print it. We can make our own newspaper and he can't sue us. Anything that's made a matter of public record in a suit is open to the whole goddamn world. He can't sue us for printing anything. We don't have to say nothing else but just that shit. And pass it from door to door to door to door. Here's what Tim Stoen did. Here's what the court case, a suit, declares that Tim Stoen did under oath and penalty of perjury. Because every damn thing there that we told is the truth. We don't lie on these fuckers. You can just tell the truth. So shit, we don't mind. And our attorney said we had all these ways of defending ourselves. So, and the funny thing about it is that not one gun you gave him ever was sent here. So let him account where all those guns are. That's his damn problem. Right? I want the authorities to ask him where all the guns are. What Tim Stoen do with all of our goddamn guns? He's got Jesus. Let him explain that and explain how he was a Marxist last month. That's good. All right, my darlings, tell the three great things. Three great things has happened. Miracles of scientific socialism of the mind. Yes. One phrase. That's good. Don't ever use a phrase, crazy nigger. Not for a while. Don't ever admit you even know. If anybody asks you, what's that? I don't know that word. I'm black. If any spy wanted to come in, that could. And they made a little fodder with that. Played a little bit with that. And we don't believe in suicide, and that's a damn truth. They have to kill us. They want us out of the way, don't they? Good night. Much love. Much love. Much love. 9 o'clock. Now let's be on the job at 9. So uprising is at 8.
The boat crew ought to leave at 7.
The boat crew has to leave at 7. They'll make it up to you another time. You